Welcome back to the Stephen A. Smith Show right here over the digital airwaves of YouTube. Earlier today, on First Take on ESPN, we went back to a hot topic that blew up social media last week, courtesy of the one and only Austin Rivers. Can current NBA players play in the NFL and vice versa? We posed that question to NBA champion Kendrick Perkins and NFL Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe, both of my boys on First Take. Look at this exchange.
All the football players around the world, they took offense to this. Oh, basketball players are soft. They're not mentally strong and all this. They're not mentally tough. Well, that's a damn lie. They have certain ones that are painted like that. But I know a lot of professional basketball players that have the mentality.
Shooting a basketball is a skill set, and basketball players are more skilled. I will concede that. But you see, the difference between football and basketball is a mentality. We go out there every Sunday and we try to move a man against his will. We ain't trying to run around people. We're trying to run through people. Your mindset ain't built like that, Perk. Y'all not built like that.
Do you think LeBron James could go play football right now?
Absolutely not. Perk, you're talking about at the highest level. Do you understand what you're saying? I get upset when football players talk about, I could go get 10 points in the NBA, or I could go make an Olympic team, or I can play baseball, because you're being disrespectful to other sports. Give those sports the credit that they deserve. But this notion that you could take 5, 10 current NBA players and put their ass on an NFL field, go try it.
Here's where I think, when you look at Austin Rivers, he's been victimized here. I think his words were taken a bit too literally because he was on the Pat McAfee show and he was joking around about it. And, you know, not that he wasn't serious, but what they're saying is what he said is being taken a bit too literally. What he's talking about, in my estimation, is that you have guys in the NBA who would be very capable NFL players. Not necessarily that they can walk in off the street after never playing football and then all of a sudden be on an NFL team just because of their athletic prowess in the sport of basketball. And I think that's how people are taking it. When you hear Shannon Sharpe going in the way that he's going in, he's saying not even LeBron James can walk off a basketball court, walk through the streets of America, and then all of a sudden go into an NFL stadium and play professional football. There's no way in hell that will happen because we're trying to break your will. You saw Ryan Clark on the pivot talked about how he's about breaking people in half and caving in their chest and all of this other stuff. This is what they're talking about, walking through people or breaking them in half, breaking their will, as Shannon Sharpe was talking about. Kendrick Perkins, piggybacking off of Austin Rivers, is saying you've got athletes on a National Basketball Association level whose athletic prowess is so supreme that from an athletic standpoint, they could get on a football field. In terms of their toughness, they could still get on a football field and make some noise. But I think he was saying it by intimating if they were deciding to play football, meaning practicing it, getting themselves conditioned to do it, et cetera, et cetera. Austin Rivers didn't say it that way. He just acted as if you could come off the street and play football. That's not necessarily the case. When you look at the NFL, when you look at the violence that comes along with the NFL, when you sit up there and you listen to people statistically and from a data standpoint, equate it to a damn truck accident running into one another, you have to be conditioned to deal with that kind of violence. You can't just walk onto an NFL football field and think that you're ready for those brothers and what they're accustomed to doing on a week-to-week basis. That did come across as disrespectful. And if Austin Rivers meant it that way, he was disrespectful. But I don't think he meant it that way. I really, really don't. So again, I just want to point that out. Shannon Sharpe, Kendrick Perkins, both had legitimate points, but I heard Shannon Sharpe loud and clear. Very, very passionate about what he said. And oh, by the way, adamant, not even LeBron James could walk off the basketball court and walk into a football field right now. Can't happen. Can't happen.